Excellent.
Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for spending time with me again today on Inner Views. Today, I'm very excited to be introducing you to Dawn Zimmerman. Dawn, please will you tell us a little bit more about your business and how you started it?
Good morning, Melanie. Thank you so much for the opportunity that you're giving me to tell people about our amazing and exciting business that we have. Our business started actually 14 years ago. I haven't been part of the business for 14 years, but I've actually been part of Tony and Tony's farm for the last 14 years. And he asked me already 2 years ago to become his marketer, and I was like fapping, humming, and hawing. And now I live here, and I'm his marketer as well. So it's really exciting for me because I'm watching it grow. So I saw the trees a good 8 years ago when they were tiny. And now already the trees are quite large, and if they go and look at our Facebook page, they'll actually see photos that I post of the farm as we are actually growing things. So it's really beautiful, and everything obviously nice, springy and green and fresh. And we have just started our new planting season, which is quite exciting. So let me tell you what our products are. So let me start off with, I'm going to start off with the main products are of the farm. We have a pecan nut farm. And we also do pomegranates. So in between the pecan nuts, our pecan nuts are beautifully, and believe me, this is Austrian precision. They are spaced exactly 10 meters apart. Every single tree, and we have approximately 800 trees.
Wow.
And in between the trees, we have the pomegranates. So those are the two main products of the farm. What Tony has been doing, he's been growing something also called what is known as Loofah Egyptica, which is something that looks like this, and it hangs off a vine. And again, on our Facebook page, all the photos are posted. And so what happens is that in between all of these trees and the pomegranates and everything around us, in fact, around our house on the farm, we actually have these Egyptica loofah vines growing, hanging with the loofahs in the trees, etc., etc. So it's actually quite interesting. And then as well as that, we also do calabash, and you can probably see my screen. There's some of the calabashes that we do. That we produce. But what is so exciting for us at the moment is that we have what we've actually started off, or what Tony started off doing, was he started off by processing the loofahs, and that is one of his main products. So if you take a look, for instance, and this is something which is incredibly passionate, our farm is 100% organic and natural. Everything on our farm is 100% pure. We only use pure glycerine for our soaps. So we do pure glycerine soaps with a loofah inside them. And our loofahs are hand washed, hand cleaned, hand processed. So a loofah starts off like this. And then what we do is we remove the seeds out of it. Can you see the seeds out of it? Oh, there's the seeds. And then once we've processed them, they look like this. And this is quite a process. This is probably about, I got given a demo the other night, and the demo was, it would probably take me about 10 minutes to clean this. It probably takes Tony about 2 minutes to clean this.
Lots of practice.
Lots of practice. They can hand wash. Now, what I am very excited about, and it's something that I'm going to try as hard as I can to introduce into the market. This is how it looks when it's brand new. It's bleached, it's washed, it's cleaned, and it's ready for the market. And there are obviously different uses for it. Now, this one in particular, if you look at the color difference, you'll see that this one looks brownish. So this loofah has washed walls for the last 3 months. It has washed dishes. It has scrubbed pots. And look at it. It doesn't have any impurities in it. You can still see straight through it. It's durable. The fibers are holding out. It's the most absolutely amazing thing. So what people don't really know about loofah is that it's actually an amazing replacement for those horrible, disgusting little kitchen sponges,
Yes.
which disintegrate literally within a week. I mean, if you wash one wall, and I did actually on our Facebook page, we posted one of those pictures of what the sponge looks like after washing a wall compared to this, which I have used to wash quite a number of walls actually with, which is quite amazing. I also imagine that one could use this for amazing painting techniques
Mm,
as a um, as a sponge,
mm,
because using for painting techniques, and then the different qualities of the loofah. So, for instance, if you look at this one, it's quite a rough grain
mm,
versus this one over here, which is a very, very fine grain.
mm.
Now, this, for instance, would be used as a face exfoliator. This one, on the other hand, wonderful for scrubbing your body
Mm.
as an amazing exfoliator. But that's not the best news. The best news is actually this. So, Loofah aegyptica seed, and in fact many seeds, including the calabash seed, are highly sought after for their incredible oil. And the oil
Okay.
has got so many hydrating properties and anti-cancer properties. It's used in pharmaceutical products. It's used in face products. It's used in skincare products, bath oils, soaps, etc., etc. So the exciting part for us is that the farm, we've now decided to go more towards the oil. And this is our first planting season where we are specially planting. We've actually found a partner to help us to do the oil. And we are now actually going to start specifically um, producing the calabash and the loofah for the oil rather than the calabash and the loofah. However, obviously, we will still then therefore have the end product, which will therefore be the loofah and the calabashes to sell for crafts and markets and those types of things as well. So yeah, so that is really the excitement for us of this year. And we were able to get it. You know how the universe comes together in amazing ways. We were able to find the South African Essential Oil Foundation um, just in time for our planting season to tell us that there really is a really large growing market in our country. And up until this point, we import these oils, and they are trying very hard to find producers of these oils so that we can start expanding the local market. So we're very excited to be part of that. Then something that people don't really know too much about, right? So here is our pomegranate juice. It's 100% pure. Again, it's hand processed. So the pomegranates are hand picked, and then they are peeled, and then with the juice is extracted using a little blender. Um, adapted our blender specially so that the blender blades don't break the seeds. So on the one hand, we have the juice, and the juice in itself is very, very high in antioxidants and vitamin C, and is incredibly sought after as a health product as well. But what people don't know, and what we're also going to start getting involved in, is the pomegranate skin business. So pomegranate skin has many, many properties, essential nutrients in it, and is used to be as an additive to teas um, for its health properties, and then also, for things like body products and health products and stuff like that. So the other part of the pomegranate industry is the seed, obviously, and the seed oil again is full of nutrients. So the pomegranate as a whole actually can get used. And then our last main product, obviously, is the pecan nuts. And here are our nuts. And interestingly, when you actually take the nuts in the once you've deshelled the nuts themselves, these nut shells can be used in the garden It protects against snails and slugs. They don't like the sharp edges, so it keeps them away, as well as the pets. Something that very few people knew, and I was amazed when I heard about it. If you take the nut husks, so these are the shells, and this is the actual outer husk of the nut, and you use this for smoking meat. It smells heavenly, is all I can tell you. It's got this incredible perfumed aroma, which is just amazing. Wow. And so we also sell the husks for smoking meat as well. So yeah, so that's mostly it. Our soaps are glycerine. The soap is a sea sand one, so we do different variations of the soaps. All of them 100% pure glycerine, imported pure glycerine. And then obviously the loofah goes into the soap, so we do hotel soaps as well, like that. And I don't know if you can see the loofah inside of that. Yeah,
that's
so
beautiful.
There you go. Lovely, hey. Then we've got a very nice, so what we've got is we've got, also we have a nut butter, a little naughtiness. So it's called drunken nut butter. And what we do is we sell it to the pubs, and we do a 3/4 pecan nut butter, 100% pure, like peanut butter, pecan nut butter. And if you add rum or brandy or whiskey to this, and it's preferable rum, then it packs quite a power punch. So this little holder of nut butter has more pure energy in it than a Red Bull.
Wow.
Can you believe that? That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Mm.
So yeah, so we're also going to start doing, we want to see what the let's call it the waste product, or let's say the end product is, because the end product still holds sufficient nutrition that they can use any of it, whether it's the pomegranate seed, whether it's the loofah seed, all of it can become animal feed once it's actually been processed. So just for interest's sake, obviously the pecan nut oil is also highly sought after and very expensive. But what we did is a little experiment the other day, and I hope it's lasted. We actually, okay, so for the essential oil company, we pressed out some loofah seed oil. And that is how much oil came out of one seed.
Wow.
Is that not amazing?
That is amazing.
That is incredible. I was like, wow, I can't believe you still see the little seed marks there. And then the pecan nut. Oh dear. Okay, I don't have my pecan nut. Okay, unfortunately, I don't have my pecan nut with me, but a pecan nut, one pecan nut actually can coat an entire tissue in oil. Wow. It's pretty amazing how much oil comes out of that pecan nut. Yeah. So yeah, so that is the product, and that's what we sell. So obviously, you know, once it's a calabashes. So once the seeds have been taken out, which is obviously now going to be the most important priority, we do get a calabash that's left over, which can be then used for the craft market, for holders, you know, for the indigenous market. And something that very few people know is that the Egyptian loofah is actually an edible and actually quite highly sought after indigenous vegetable. So when it's small, about gherkin size, it's actually edible.
Wow.
And there is actually a market for it too. Okay. However, something that people are not really aware of, and I think that is something which we ourselves on the farm take very seriously, is that these products are handmade and they take a lot of processing. Our farm is 100% organic, and in fact we are passionate nature lovers. We will not allow anybody onto our farm to shoot anything. There is speed limits on our farm. People may not come here and drive up and down on their quad bikes. We try to keep our farm as environmentally friendly as possible. We have bats in the house. We have geckos in the house. We have frogs in the house. We have all of this nature and this incredible beauty around us. But if I tell you that, I don't know if you can tell me maybe, what would you pay for a pomegranate in the grocery store?
I'm not sure because here down in Uniondale, I normally get gifted them by my
No,
friends.
no.
I'm very spoiled.
Okay. So if you want to go and buy a pomegranate
Mm,
at the grocery store, you're going to pay up to 25 Rand for one pomegranate.
wow.
If we sell the pomegranate to um, the middleman,
Mm,
the agent for the market, we get 5 Rand pomegranate.
wow.
So, you know, I take my hat off to Tony for what he has achieved on the farm. It's a truly outstanding farm. It's beautiful in every single aspect and every single way. But beyond that, with the products being produced, it is really it's a tremendous surprise to somebody like me, for instance, who comes here and goes, wow, go and sell pomegranates. And you get told, well, actually, you know what? There is no value for us in selling you a pomegranate.
Mm,
Because, yes, if you buy it from me, you're going to pay 5 Rand. If I buy it from the local greengrocer or fruit and veg, you're going to pay 25 Rand.
mm,
And there's even one further thing, which is even worse. On our land, we rent land out to farmers in the area as well. And we also, they plant whatever produce they plant. Um, the brinjals, I'm not joking, brinjals as big as this, bigger than this, get left to rot on the lands because they do not fit into the category of the greengrocer.
mm,
So if the greengrocer's box takes 6 brinjals this size or
mm,
6 pomegranates that size, and those pomegranates or brinjals or whatever do not fit 6 into that box,
mm,
you can throw them away.
wow.
And that is absolutely, it is heart-wrenching for me, especially as you mentioned at the beginning, considering the fact that the economy of our country, the number of hungry people there are out there, the number of people that don't have jobs, the number of people who don't have food, the food scarcity across Africa, never mind South Africa. And when we have offered these products to people and said, look, they're lying here in the field. Not even 100 meters from me, there's a field of mustard spinach, which has gone to seed. It was just standing there. And I mean, we were loving it. But when we have approached orphanages and said, please come here, come and fetch the food, they've said, well, no, we don't do that. You must please deliver it for us. And
Mm,
unfortunately, farming is already quite a labor intensive business. So unfortunately, it's just not possible for us to go that mile extra to go and deliver wherever.
mm,
But, I urge orphanages, I urge churches, I urge any charity, pension, retirement villages where people are having problems and do have food scarcity to get in touch with the farmers.
mm,
You know, call us and say, do you have produce which you don't need that we could possibly take off your hands or whatever? Because really, when I saw those brinjals, I can send photos. In fact, I could post them on Facebook, lying rotting in the sun. I collected. In fact, I have the most amazing brinjal recipe for pickled brinjals, which is not my recipe, unfortunately, and it's a secret recipe. But it is a really amazing recipe for
mm,
pickled brinjal because we had so many brinjals and we just thought, well, you know what, we can't possibly just watch them all just rot.
mm,
So there's a lot of stuff that happens on a farm, I think, that people are not really aware of. When you tell somebody like this, if I show you a kilogram of loofah, a kilogram bag of loofah, you're not going to believe it. You're going to think I'm lying to you. A kilogram bag of loofah is probably this big,
mm,
and that is mixed loofahs. A kilogram bag of loofah is going to cost you 3,000 Rand.
mm,
because it is a hand produced, it's a handmade product, and it is pure. There's no impurities in it. It's got nothing. It hasn't been diluted with anything. It is absolutely hand produced and 100% pure. And unfortunately, we all know that quality costs money, and there's a reason for it. It's because these hands have gone into doing, so I personally, I really love our product, and I really think that, what Tony has done here is really something that it's outstanding, and I'm terribly proud to be the marketer for Langberg Farm.
That's amazing. So where is Langberg Farm?
We are about 15 kilometers outside of Brits, going towards Rustenberg.
Okay. So if any orphanages or NGOs who are watching who need food, that's where they can find you.
That's right, yeah. So I'm not, I mean, it obviously is subject to seasons, subject to crops, etc. What they're growing right now is they're growing wheat around us mostly, and lucerne. So that's the season for that at the moment. But it's well worth their while to contact me. I am, they can even send me an email, and then when there is food around, if they are willing to come here, come and fetch it. I'll contact them with pleasure and let them know that there is an excess, and they're welcome to come over.
That's a very generous offer. Thank you, Dawn. Now, what I'm loving most about your story is that all of the products that you have there, you use every single part of the resource in a meaningful way. So nothing gets wasted, nothing gets thrown away.
Absolutely.
And I also love your different range of crops. I'm not that familiar with farming, but I don't think I've ever heard of a farm that does pecans, pomegranates, and loofahs. So that's and calabashes. That's a very interesting product mix.
Yes, it is. And and everything comes together at the same time. So it gets very busy around here, you can imagine. Yeah.
So,
and we'll so I mean the seed press business, this is going to be our first year that we're going to be doing specifically for the seed press business, and we're very excited to actually see how that goes and how that starts coming together. Just to give you an idea, the loofah oil retailed, if you try and buy it on the internet, at about 300 rand per 300. Let me think about this again. I think it's $300 per liter or something to that effect. It's a lot. It's expensive. It's not a cheap product at all.
Okay. And are you going to be selling it directly to the public?
Well, I think that's the biggest problem, is obviously the marketing, and then also the price. And even for the loofah, for instance, I mean, if you consider that you can use this in soaps, etc., it is still quite a pricey product. And there are people, yes, that do want to make little soaps and do it as a hobby, etc., etc. But it is, as much as, yes, we want to sell to the public, we're obviously looking to sell to large buyers of produce. Otherwise, it's not worth our while to do it. So, yeah. We market to the large, like I said, the South African Essential Oil Foundation, as well as the public. And yeah, we sell to generally. We will definitely sell directly to the public if they come here. Otherwise, we look for the larger places to sell. Yeah.
Okay. And tell us more about the calabashes. Who is mostly using the calabashes?
Well, I'm pretty new to that market. I have started to do some advertising on Facebook to the craft market groups, people, especially the indigenous groups. So there's various, like I think it's the Lesedi Cultural Village is one of them that I've contacted already. And I'm going to find others. I've really started looking for other markets for the calabash. But it's mostly, I mean, if you actually look at it, there are some incredible crafts that they make from the calabash. So just to show you, basically, we've got a little whale here. which we made out of a calabash, and it's a little piggy bank.
That's
Which
beautiful.
it's lovely, isn't it? Very, very cool. It's lost an arm, but anyway, there he is. And then these calabashes we were selling to the bank as corporate gifts, as piggy banks for the kids at school, which I think is also lovely to encourage kids to understand, indigenous products and also the value of nature, which is also cool. So that's a lovely product as well. And then, so we'll sort of see, right now our challenge is basically how do you remove the seeds and the pulp and keep the calabash whole and still be able to sell the calabash as a marketable product. And that is our next challenge. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting year for us. There's a lot of newness happening. But it's really exciting and challenging, and we're very excited about it. And so I'm really excited to see how the business starts to take off and how people start to get involved.
So what excites you the most about this business?
I think what excites me the most is the fact that up until now, Tony hasn't had a full-time marketer. So, he's mostly been selling his products, which are sort of the easiest to sell directly. So like the pomegranate juice and the pecan nuts and the pecan butter. But now with me doing the marketing and getting involved with all of these groups and finding all of these groups, people like you on Facebook, I am so excited to start to introduce our product to the world. We've got our farm board has been made. It's ready to go up on the side of the road, which is so exciting. And I really want to put Langberg Farm on the map. I think, our principles of nature first are really wonderful, and they speak directly to my heart. We have a pack of five dogs and a cat and a pig called Mango. And we have 2 dams, and at night it's wonderful. The frogs are here, the little water hens are everywhere. So yes, we encourage people, we invite them, come and have a look, come and see what we do, please feel free. We're very excited to show off our products, and we're very proud of what we do.
Your passion shines through and is contagious. Thank you for sharing your story with us, Dawn. So if anybody wants to get in touch with you, how can they reach you?
Okay, so my cell number, my mobile is 081 270 0286. Our email address is info@Langberg Farm, one word, langbergfarm.co.za. And our Facebook page is www.langbergfarm. So they're welcome to get hold of us on any of those places. And I look forward to speaking to anybody that's interested. We are so keen to show off what we've got.
Okay, so for people who are watching, I will definitely be sharing all of those links and all of that information in the description of this video. So if you missed it when Dawn mentioned it, you can always just read through the description below the video to find the information. So thank you so much, Dawn, for sharing your story with us today. I appreciate your time so very much.
And it was absolutely lovely meeting you, Melanie. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to show off our products. Thank you. You're very, very kind. Have an amazing day further.
You too.